The military patrol.
Watch out. Landmines ahead.
Watch out. Landmines ahead.
Watch out. Landmines ahead.
Watch out. Landmines ahead.
Look out. Shell holes 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 ahead. Hey, how far are we from the front lines?
Hey, how far are we from the front lines?
Hey, how far are we from the front lines?
10 miles.
10 miles.
10 miles.
10 miles? Then why are we whispering?
Then why are we whispering?
Then why are we whispering?
I don't know about you boys, but I've got laryngitis.
Meeting at the White House.
Mr. President, Mr. Nasser is here.
Good. Show him in.
Mr. Johnson, I am pleased to see you.
Well, I'm happy we could finally get together, Mr. Nasser.
Yes. I must apologize, but I've been on a world tour. So when I called from Venezuela yesterday and suggested that we meet halfway, I did not know there would be a problem.
What problem? I would have met you halfway.
You do not understand. Halfway is Miami Beach.
Well, that is a problem. Now, Mr. Nasser, we have many things to discuss. The situation in the Middle East, the canal, the oil companies. But first, you hear the one about the new travel posters they're making? They say, visit Israel and see the pyramids. I beg your pardon. Now, before we begin, why don't we order lunch?
Very good, Mr. President.
How would you like a nice pastrami sandwich on rice?
No, thank you, Mr. Johnson. What are you having?
Well, I thought I might have some chitlins, a plate of grits with red-eye gravy, some black-eyed peas, and some hog jowls and hominy.
I'll have the hot pastrami.
Well, Mr. Nasser, how is the situation in your country?
Not good, Mr. President. All year I've had nothing but tsuris. For instance, this past March, I had trouble with sandstorms. April, I had the rebellion in Yemen. And in May, I spent most of the month trying to get Kosygin on the phone. May was terrible.
Mr. Nasser, how would you like to run a country with 200 million people? What could be worse?
June.
Battle in the desert. A June morning on the desert. 300,000 Egyptian infantry, 40,000 tanks and armored vehicles, the largest Egyptian fighting force ever amassed across the Sinai toward Israel. As they approach an enormous sand dune, a single Israeli soldier appears directly in front of them at the top of the dune.
Hold it! Hello down there! Hold it! Please!
General Karuf, look! There is an Israeli soldier there at the top of the dune.
Yes, maybe we'd better see what's going on.
That's much better. Good morning, boys. Let me introduce myself. Private Feinberg, Israeli Army. How do you do? Now, General, if I were you right now, I would get all my boys together, make a gigantic U-turn, and go back to where you came from. And remember, you heard it here first. I'll give you exactly 3 minutes. Goodbye and good luck.
Who does that soldier think he's dealing with? Captain Abdul, take 4 of your best men and get that soldier.
Right, sir. He's disappearing behind the dune, but we'll get him. You 4 men, come with me.
"20 minutes later.
Lieutenant, what do you suppose has happened? Captain Abdul and his men haven't returned.
Hello down there. Hello, Mr. General.
Look, General, it's that Israeli soldier back at the top of the dune.
Why is it nobody ever listens to our voices? Let me repeat myself. General, be a good boy. Take your 300,000 friends and all your little toys and go home, please. And this is not a recording. I'll give you 2 minutes. Goodbye and good luck.
Get him. Lieutenant, order those 10 tanks. Get 1,000 men. Go over that sand dune and get me that Israeli private.
Yes, sir.
"30 minutes later.
Lieutenant, it's been a half hour since the tanks and the men went over that dune. What's going on here?
Hello down there. Hello, General Starbound.
Look, sir, up there. He's there again.
General, enough is enough. Take your whole big gang with the bed sheets. Silently fold your tents and steal away in revolt. And this time I am giving you a minute and a half. And this is goodbye and good luck forever.
Lieutenant, I am going to get that Israeli soldier if it's the last thing I do. Order the entire expeditionary force forward, march. I'll lead the force myself. I want that man.
Forward, march!
General! Oh, General!
Who is that, Lieutenant?
Well, look, General. It's our Captain Abdul. There, just crawling to the top of the dune.
General! Go back! Go back! It's an ambush, General! There are 2 of them!
Sheldon, Sheldon, Sheldon.
Sheldon, my son, since you came back from your first year of college at Berkeley, California, I don't know what's happened to you. Sheldon, when your father is talking to you, please put down the banana. Sheldon, 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 you're acting very drippy. Sheldon, 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 since you became a hippie, your hair is 3 feet long, you wear it very curly. Like a summer wind. Sheldon, is that you or your sister Shirley? I just don't understand those crazy things that you say. When you say take a trip, you don't mean on the subway. Sheldon, can't you see? This ain't the way to be. You've upset me, boy, and I'm very hurt to see my only son in a mini skirt. It's time you settle down in Levittown. Sheldon, 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 you're giving me such sorrow. Sheldon, tune out, turn off, or I'll drop dead tomorrow. To prove your love for me, you handed me a flower. But I would love you more if you would take a shower. You took your mother's heart, and then you quickly broke it. She told you, cut the grass. She didn't say to smoke it. You think you're a rolling stone, but you're only Sheldon Cole. So with your LSD and your STD, you're making a wreck from your mama and me. If you don't grow up, I'll break your LEG.
Hello, Mama.
Hello?
Hello, Mama. It's your daughter, Roxanne.
Huh?
Ma, it's me, Ma.
Who?
Your daughter.
Who's calling?
Roxanne.
Who?
Mama. Mama, listen to me. It's your daughter, Roxanne.
I can't hear a word. Please, call the operator. Click the operator. I can't talk over
Mama,
the
listen to me, please, Mama.
Who's calling?
Mama.
Who?
Mama, I called to tell you I'm sending you the money tonight.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'll call you tomorrow.
An American in Paris.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. My first day in Paris. Here I am on the Champs-Élysées, and walking toward me in his own flesh is General Charles de Gaulle. Monsieur le Président, excusez-moi, but voulez-vous stopper un moment, Monsieur General?
What is it, lady?
Permettez-vous to speak avec moi?
Lady, you want to do me a favor? Speak English.
You're General de Gaulle, my favorite leader, and all my life I've dreamed of meeting you, and here you are, in the flesh, standing in front of me.
Lady, allow me to introduce myself. Jake Edelstein, men's belts, Philadelphia, PA, USA.
I understand, General. You're incognito.
No, Edelstein.
Don't worry, General. I'll keep your secret.
Lady, for the last time, I am not Charles de Gaulle.
General, I love you. Let's make tonight a night to remember. We'll have dinner and drink wine and dance under the stars, and I will kiss you and hug you and squeeze you. What do you say, General?
Allons enfants de la patrie.
The commanding officer.
Corporal Goldstein, you're 2 hours late. 2 hours. You better have a good excuse.
Well, sir, I was sleeping in the barracks when I was awakened by this mysterious noise.
Huh?
So I crept out. I found 4,000 of the enemy surrounding the camp.
I see.
So I snuck up behind them, and I gave them a hands up.
Gung-ho Goldstein.
Yes. So I tied them all up, and I marched them 50 miles down the road to the PW camp.
And then what?
And then I went back, and I drove the 42 tanks they had with them to the motor pool, and I repainted them.
He painted them?
Yes, blue and white. Then I went back to the barracks and took a nice warm bath, and here I am.
Uh-huh. And that took you a whole 2 hours?
Tsuris. T-S-U-R-I-S-S. Definition: trouble, torment, mental anguish. Example: a girl is 32 years old and not married. To her mother, that's Tsuris. And now presenting Tsuris and the tormented man.
I double bubble, am I in trouble?
What is it, sir? Why are you crying?
In a minute, mister. Double bubble, am I in trouble?
Why Why are you carrying on like this, sir?
Why am I carrying on like this? My wife and I got into such a fight. She got so angry with me that she said she's not talking to me for 30 days. I'm double, who needs this trouble?
Your wife is not talking to you for 30 days. You should be happy.
You don't understand. Today is the last day. Double.
Still more to this. The partnership.
Louis, I just heard. How terrible. 27 years you and Sam were partners.
Partners? Brothers.
And after all that time, you split. What happened?
No choice. There was no way out. It was kismet. Tell me something. Would you stay partners with a man who stole from petty cash? Took postage stamps home for personal mail? Gambled corporation funds at the racetrack? And to top it off, took cash from the company safe? Would you want a partnership with such a man?
Never.
Well, neither did he.
Enough already with Souris. The panhandler.
Pardon me, mister. Can you spare $1 for a cup of coffee?
I beg your pardon, $1 for a cup of coffee?
For you, a special. 98 cents.
Now, don't be ridiculous. A cup of coffee doesn't cost $1. You can buy a cup of coffee for a dime. I have the nerve asking for $1 for a cup of coffee.
Just a second, mister. Give me $1, a quarter, a dime, or nothing. But don't tell me how to run my business.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah?
Mr. Silverberg, your son is on the phone.
My son is on the phone.
Hello, Papa.
Hello, Papa.
How are you, Papa?
How are you, Papa?
Papa, I made a fantastic sale today.
Papa, I made a fantastic sale today.
Silverberg and Sons dresses will be bigger than ever.
Silverberg and Sons dresses will be bigger than ever.
Papa, write down the order.
Papa, write down the order.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Style, 1102, red, 2,000 dozen.
Style, 1102, red, 2,000 dozen.
Style, 88, green, 3,500 dozen.
Style, 88, green, 3,500 dozen.
Style, 48.6, yellow stripe, 900 dozen.
Style 48.6, yellow stripe, 900 dozen.
That's it.
That's it. Now hold on a minute while I get a pencil.
Mission possible.
What do you think, Sergeant? How much longer do we think we'll have to wait?
I don't know, Corporal, but let's go over the plan again. You put the dynamite under the center of the bridge.
Right, and the plunger's here beside me. Push that, and the whole bridge goes.
Now remember, when the car with Nasser in it gets to the center of the bridge, that's when we blow it up.
But, Sergeant, Nasser was supposed to pass over the bridge at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
What time is it now?
10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
Shh, quiet.
You mean he's 9 hours late?
Yeah, but what are you so worried about?
I hope nothing happened to him.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming.
coming. The Yiddish are coming. With flags unfurled, the drums run tugging.
Thousands of men, like thousands of brothers, marching along with all of their mothers.
Please, Mom, I'd rather do it myself.
Straighten up and march. First you'll fight and then you'll eat.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming today. We are the soldiers of Israel, with pride and valor blessed. We fight for the right of Israel.
So mazel tov to us.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming. With flags unfurled, the drums run tugging.
Thousands of men, like thousands of brothers, marching along with all of their mothers.
Seymour, why is this damn junk they feed you out here?
Mama, it's not junk. These are K-rations.
Well, at least it's kosher.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming today. We would march to Egypt land. We march until we droop.
But we'll stop, 'cause we got sand in our chicken soup.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming. With flags unfurled and drums run tugging.
Thousands of men, like thousands of brothers, marching along with all of their mothers.
Men, we've really cleaned up that battlefield.
That's good, boys, but remember, from now on, you'll walk under newspapers.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming today.
The Yiddish are coming. The Yiddish are coming.
Mrs. Bykowitz! Mrs. Bykowitz!
Yeah, what is it, Mrs. Goldstein?
Did you see what happened with Israel and Egypt?
How could I? I can't see anything. I live in the back.
Command headquarters.
Sir, the plans have been completed for the attack tomorrow morning exactly as you ordered.
That's good, Major. Now, what time do we jump off?
The attack is scheduled for 6:45, 7 o'clock, in that neighborhood.
Good, good. I'm going to schedule the paratroopers in to meet the ground troops at the objective.
The juncture of infantry and paratroops will be made Wednesday, 0900, Thursday, the latest.
Major, you've done it again.
There's only one thing, General. We've got to close off that gap on the left flank.
Well, there's only one man to run that operation, General Finkelstein.
Right, sir.
Get me General Finkelstein, Eastern Sector Command, Post 6, immediately.
Right, sir.
Hello, front line.
Operator, I'm calling for the Chief of Staff. This is a top priority call. Get me General Finkelstein, Eastern Second Command, Post 6 immediately.
Please deposit another 20 cents.
Operator, hurry. This is top priority.
Don't get excited. I'll get you General Finkelstein. But first, I have to know one thing.
What is it?
Did you want General Finkelstein the furrier or General Finkelstein the jeweler?
The military decision.
General, the scout you sent out 4 days ago has just returned.
Show him in immediately, Lieutenant.
Corporal Apropos just back from 4 long, hard days on the desert sands, reporting, sir.
At ease, at ease. Well, what do you have to report, Corporal?
My thirsty. My thirsty.
Lieutenant, quickly, a cold drink for the corporal.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Lieutenant, if you don't mind, could I have an egg cream, please? And I wouldn't die if you happen to have an extra cookie.
Look, Corporal, I need your report and immediately. Now, look, I've got to move an entire division of men out of this area by sundown. You're the only man to tell me the safest direction to move. Now, tell me, Corporal, can I move the men to the west?
Certainly you can move them to the west, but I wouldn't do it. To the west, this moment sits the entire Egyptian army. A boulevard of loveliness it wouldn't be.
Then can we move to the east?
Certainly you can move them to the east, but I wouldn't do it. Would you believe the entire Syrian army is waiting to the east? Unless you think you're Lawrence of Israel, I wouldn't do it.
Then I'll plan to make the move to the north.
Now, that's a plan. Boy, what a plan. I tell you, that's a plan from Planland. You know what kind of a plan that is? A rotten plan. To the north, surrounded by their planes and their tanks, sits the entire Jordanian army.
Then I guess we'll have to move to the south.
I wouldn't do it.
You mean we're blocked in from the south, too?
General, in your life, you wouldn't believe how we are blocked in from the south.
Well, what's facing us in the south?
General, facing us in the south is such a big black dog.
The last wish.
Well, it's the end. It's been a good life, but it's the end. Where is my son Simo that came to see me from California?
Hello, Papa.
Goodbye, Simo. Simo, my son, it's the end.
Don't say that, Papa. It's not the end.
Even at the end, my own son is telling me what to say. Simo, my boy, believe me, it's the end.
All right, Papa, I believe you. It's the end.
Simo, I liked it better when you were arguing with me.
Papa, is there anything I can get for you?
Yes. One thing before I go. I would like one piece of Mama's delicious apple strudel. It's my last wish.
I'll get it for you, Papa.
What else could a man want but the taste of Mama's apple strudel on his lips when he goes? I'm a lucky man.
I'm back, Papa.
Oh, good. The apple strudel.
No, Papa. I didn't get it. Mama says you can't have any.
What do you mean? Can't have any.
She said the strudel is for after the funeral.
Back to school.
Everybody, settle down, please. Hello, boys and girls. I am Professor Feinerman, and throughout this course, I will serve as instructor, consultant, translator, and notary public. May I welcome you to our new course, Jewish 101 and 102. This is our crash program. in how to become Jewish overnight. This overnight program will take 6 weeks. Now, students, please open your textbooks to lesson number 1. You'll find it on the last page. Now, lesson number 1. Yiddish for all occasions. Key words. Now, here is a word that can be used any time for any situation. The word is oy vey. You there, young man. Let's begin with you. Repeat after me. Oy vey.
Yes, now let me see how I would pronounce that word. Oy boy.
Oy vey. Not exactly Senator Booby.
That's a Bobby.
Not in this class.
Well, Professor, if I knew the meaning of the word, maybe I could do better.
Okay, let me explain it in this way so you'll understand. You go to a barber shop and you fall asleep. And when you wake up, you find you got a crew cut.
Oy vey.
By George! By George, I think he's got it. Let's try one more. Another Yiddish word for all occasions. Hoo-ha!
That's a very good one. Now, what does it mean?
Well, let us suppose in the next election Mayor John Lindsay runs against you.
Hoo-ha.
And he wins.
Oy vey.
You've got it! You've got it! Now, lesson number 2, practical application. Now, on this page is a list of words for everyday conversation. You'll take this phone and you'll call your wife and you'll use as many of these words as possible.
Yeah. Yes, let me call Ethel and try it out on her. Yes, hello? Hello, Ethel. Ethel, this is your husband, Bubby. I'm fine, and how's by you? Now, I'll be home for the dinner party at 7:15, 7:30 the latest. Now, don't forget to order the cream cheese, the bagels, and the lard. Whatever that is. The lox. Well, I'm not sure. L-O-C-K-S, I guess. All right, now, who will be there for supper? Huh? The Fitzgeralds, the O'Briens, and Cardinal Cushing. Oy vey. All right, we should live and be well. Goodbye, Mama. Well, how did I do?
I'm giving you a note to the dean and you can get your tuition back. Well, it can't get worse. Let's try another student. You, sir, you give it a try. Now, repeat after me. Oy vey. Oy vey. Oh, yeah. Class dismissed.
Private Goldberg, volunteer.
Private Goldberg reporting, sir.
Yes, Private. What is it?
Well, Major, it's like this. I heard you needed a person for a mission impossible, and here I am.
Oh, good boy, Goldberg. This is a dangerous and top secret assignment. Now, first you'll take a jet. You'll fly at 30,000 feet, and then you'll parachute out over enemy territory.
I'll take a jet, and I'll fly it at 30,000 feet, and I'll parachute out. Major, don't worry about a thing. It wouldn't happen. I'm afraid of heights.
Well, I suppose we can get you there by boat. Now, when you get to the enemy campsite, you'll steal one of their camels and ride due east 41 miles to the bridge.
Let us review. When I get to the enemy campsite, I'll steal a camel and ride him due east 41 miles to the bridge. Major, Don't worry about a thing. It'll never take place. I'm frightened of animals.
All right, Goldberg. You'll walk to the bridge. Now, when you get there, you'll take the 100 pounds of high-explosive TNT, you'll tie it on your back, then you'll tie yourself to one of the main beams under the bridge, and when the enemy tanks are crossing, you'll blow up the bridge.
Aha! Now that's a plan. Tie the 100 pounds of TNT on my back, then I'll tie myself to the bridge, and when the tanks come, boom! Don't you worry, Major. And I'm not going to worry either, because I'm not going to do it. From the boom alone, I get such a migraine.
Private, I just don't understand you. You're afraid to fly, you're frightened of animals, you're terrified of high explosives. Why did you come in here in response to my request for a volunteer?
Major, I came to tell you that on me you shouldn't depend.
The Gypsy Fortune Teller.
Hello? Hello? Is the gypsy of the house in?
Hello, sweetheart. I am your friendly neighborhood gypsy. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Miriam Boytek, internationally famous clairvoyant, fortune teller, mystic, palmist, astrologer, and caterer.
Caterer?
Yeah. On Fridays I make fortune cookies. Now, may I serve you with my supernatural powers?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Don't be bashful, darling. I also read cards, tea leaves, bumps on the head, crystal balls. In se habla español.
Well, maybe you can help me. I must contact my dear departed grandmother. Can you hold us youngs and bring her back so that I can talk to her?
Let me ask you a question. You got $5?
Yes, I do.
Then I'll get in touch with her immediately.
Could you please hurry, madam? I'm very anxious to speak to my grandmother.
Just a second, lady. After all, I haven't got a direct line. Besides, I haven't summoned the spirits yet. Quiet. Hello there. Can you hear me? Grandmother, come on down.
Hello, granddaughter. Oh, you've contacted her. You did it. Is that you, grandmother?
Yes, it's me, my dear grandchild.
How are you, grandmother?
Very well, thank you.
Is that really you, grandmother?
Yes, it's really me.
Then tell me one thing, grandmother.
Anything, my child.
When did you learn to speak English?
A visit from the press.
Well, Mr. Campbell, that completes our tour of the camp. And if you like, I'll walk you back to the headquarters building.
Oh, yes, thank you, General Berkowitz. You know, it certainly has been a very fulfilling experience here visiting with your troops. I'm certain my readers will be as impressed as I am with the discipline and precision with which this camp is run, especially since it's an army made up basically of civilians.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. It's always a pleasure showing a member of the press around.
Yeah, well, General, excuse me, I guess you didn't notice that guard, the The private we just walked past didn't salute you.
He didn't what? He didn't salute me?
No, General, he didn't.
Well, we'll see about that. Soldier, is it true that when I just passed you, that you didn't salute me?
That's right, I didn't salute you.
What's the matter, Mendel? You mad at me?
The black patch on his eye. There was a colonel down in Cairo who was growling like a beast. He swore that he would conquer the whole darn Middle East. With guns and tanks from Russia, to whom he hits his star, he told his troops to occupy the Gulf of Aqaba. When they told Levi Eshkol about the blockade of Tehran, he said to Abba Eben,
"We'd better make a plan."
Then Abba said to Levi,
"I think we've found our man."
The man with the black patch on his eye, the man called Moshe Dayan.
Moshe Dayan, Moshe Dayan, the man with the black patch on his eye, the man called Moshe Dayan.
Then Levi said to Dayan,
"Hey, listen to me, Moshe. We're in an awful pickle, and it isn't even kosher. They've got their troops around us, and things don't look so hot."
And Moshe said,
Eshkol, if you want, I'll give him a shot.
Moshe Dayan, Moshe Dayan, the man with the black patch on his eye, the man called Moshe Dayan.
Then Moshe raised his left hand, and Moshe raised his right. And soon the colonel's army was running out of sight. But Moshe's brave Israelis were hot upon the trail. They captured so many Russian tanks, they're gonna have a sale.
Moshe Dayan, Moshe Dayan, the man with the black patch on his eye, the man called Moshe Dayan.
The moral of this story, on this you can depend. Every fight for freedom will win out in the end. When democracy is threatened, brave men will proudly stand behind a man who's got the heart, a man like Moshe Dayan.
Moshe Dayan, Moshe Dayan, the man